Hey Australia, this is John Corabi and my good friend
Mendoza, how are you?
We're the Dead Daisies, or part of, and we are finally here in Perth, Australia, ready for the KISS tour. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Hope to see you there, and
you better show up.
We're really excited. You might not know it now, but it's a little early. Coffee.
Whee!
All right, so we'll kick things off. So, yeah, thanks for your time today. It's much appreciated. So, welcome to Perth.
This is my first time.
Your first time?
Yes.
Right. So, what do you think so far?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, we just got here yesterday, so I haven't really seen much more than the hotel. But the weather's awesome.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's been awesome. I'd love to be able to bop around and go see some stuff, but our schedule isn't going to permit it today. But I really wanted to go see the, you know, Bon Scott's grave. You know, and bop around. I have I guess you could call her a friend through a friend, whatever. But I know Isla Fisher is from here as well, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've never been here before.
Australia.
I've been to Australia.
Oh, but not Perth.
Yeah, we did a record here, remember?
Oh, that. No, before the days.
Yeah. I was here many times,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But
But
I
Perth
just never got to this side.
Yeah, Perth is like another country, man. It's like another. You guys are a little isolated from the rest of.
Yeah. Now, since you've been in the country, obviously you've done some stuff over there as well. So, what have you been up to over there since you've arrived?
God, we did, after we finished the record, we were in Sydney for a month from like mid-March to mid-April. Went home. I know Marco's been doing stuff with his solo career, and I've been playing in America and it was like the 20th anniversary of the Motley record.
Yes, that's right.
So I've been doing that with I have a solo band back home. So I've been doing those shows and just kind of bouncing back and forth. And then, so we went home, we did that, went to Europe with KISS, and we did about 5 weeks with them there. Came home, again, did solo shows.
Yeah.
Then we went out with White Snake in America, and came home, did solo shows, and now we're back here.
Yeah, it's constantly busy then, always doing stuff, always.
You know what? I don't do anything else, man, and you do not want to fucking see me with a power tool. You know, so I'm like, you know, don't give me a saw, you know, because then everybody in the room is going to have to start counting fingers. But, you know, this is what we do, man. You know, I can, you know, I don't want to do anything else. So. But I do like keeping busy.
Yeah, so. Absolutely, yeah. Now, what's it been like touring with KISS so far?
Great.
It's been great, man. The guys have been really gracious and taking care of it, make sure we have everything we need. And we've known the guys, all of us separately. We worked with them in some capacity, and so they're cool, man. I'll tell you, Paul is like a champion of music. Whenever he sees something cool, he supports it, and he cracks the door open. And so that's what happened there. You know, we had a connection there, a friendship, and we started making some calls. Manager got in touch with Doc McGee, and so they said, "Come on!" So they opened the door. We're here, and I can't tell you, man, how it's a trip. You know, to be playing in front of that size audiences. You know, KISS is just massive.
Yeah.
So to have that opportunity, we're really grateful. Thank you, guys. And so we're taking advantage of that, which prompted the idea of getting the album together. To be honest, things started rolling faster than expected. When we started coming out, it was just a side thing for everybody, and it clicked. For some reason, it was well received, and boom, 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 and that's what I was saying. In the matter of 2 years, we've done so much, man.
Yeah.
Touring with KISS, Bad Company, Skinner, Def Leppard,
Aerosmith,
White Snake, and Tiny Tim, if you know who he is. But
Tiny Tim, yeah.
anyway.
and also in regards to Paul's love of music, you have to definitely check out he's got another little side thing that he's doing, and it's fucking awesome. It's called Soul Station.
Yes.
Soul Station.
Motown stuff.
And he just does all this Motown stuff.
Killing
He's been doing it in America, and it's fucking killer.
It's beautiful, man.
You know, it's pretty cool. If you're into that.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I think it's brilliant. It's awesome.
Awesome. Now let's talk about the new album, Revolution, which I love the title, by the way. It's got a nice ring.
Which, for those of you who don't speak Latin, revolution means revolution in English.
So obviously you're saying that there's been a good response to the songs.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really unbelievable. First of all, I mean, Marco will tell you, it was kind of the whole concept for the title, not so much the music, but the concept for the title, and the artwork and everything was kind of based on or inspired by our trip to Cuba.
Yeah.
And Marco will tell you, because he was around during the whole planning of and whatever the whole trip. I kind of came into it at the last minute.
Yeah, he came, actually, that was his introduction to John, our gigs in Cuba.
Mm. Yeah, it was your first show, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just hit it out of the park, man, and it was so cool. We all got along. His vibe was so strong. Vocally, he killed it. So it was like, from there, we decided, let's get to the studio right away, because the vibe was so strong,
Yeah.
And you can tell right away, man. I mean, I haven't been around for a while, and without putting anybody down, you can tell when things click and when they don't.
Mm.
It's that simple.
Mm.
So, but yeah, the title Revolution came from the fact that we were in Cuba, and this word, Viva la Revolución, long live the revolution, for those of you, anyway, was everywhere,
Yeah.
plastered, because they live by that mantra. That's who they are, So when the footage was brought back, when we came to do the recording after Cuba, we were looking at the footage, and there it was, Viva la Revolución, Viva la Revolución, Viva la Revolución. I actually went to the bathroom one time and I got up and it was Viva la Revolución. But, so.
I think it's a Viva La Standard, but whatever.
Or what is it, Toto?
Yeah.
But so, a lot of credit to management and the marketing team, and because they put their heads together. We're like really focused on the music, so we're, and then they present the ideas, and then we go, yeah, let's go with this, let's go with that, and yeah, it was good, man. It felt right. And then they decided to go with the single Mexico, which the Latin American connection that was there, and we went like, let's go with it. And it's been well received,
Yeah.
That's it. Anything, these days, man, there's so much stuff that's put out there. Anything you can do that's a little different to kind of separate it from the rest of the pack is to your advantage. So it's cool, man. People are digging it.
Okay, cool.
And today I was talking to a friend from Europe that heard the album in its entirety, and he was like, he's a well-respected bass player in Sweden. He says, Marco, every song, man, it was like, this is my favorite album now. It's absolutely great, man. Good job.
Yeah.
And when you're on the inside doing it, you take it for granted because you're working, So all in all, man, it's been well received and people are digging it, which is great.
Okay, cool.
Hercules.
Yeah. So how was that whole experience in Cuba then? Because you were, I guess, the first Western rock band to ever play there since the whole thing sort of opened up.
Yeah, it was, there have been bands that have gone there, but I think we were the first band to really kind of do it properly through proper legal channels.
Yeah.
With the blessing of the American government, the blessing of the Cuban government, it was awesome. It was really cool. Even what was her name? Carolina. She worked with the Ministry of Arts and Entertainment, and she was a sweetheart. She just kind of traveled with us the whole time, and just to make sure, anywhere you go. I remember going to Japan the first time I was ever there with Motley, and bands have a tendency, or people have a tendency to just go to another country and just do something that they don't really mean to do, but it's kind of against their tradition. So when we were in Japan, Nicky was having some rice and with dinner, and he just took the chopsticks and he stuck them in the rice, and then he went to go do something else. And the promoter was like, no, you take this and you lay it across the top. if you stick your chopsticks in the rice, sticking out of the rice, you're basically saying to the chef, like, fuck you, this meal was horrible.
Alright,
Do
okay.
you know what I mean? So there's these
Yeah.
little things. So like, she traveled with us to just make sure that we were aware of, you know, the customs and it just a different thing. And it was just awesome, man. We had such a great time. They were amazing, the government people. The very end of the thing, we did that show, we did one huge show at the very end. And we had all these Cuban musicians with us. And then at the end, man, it was pretty heavy. Like, they brought in like the vice president of Cuba, and he thanked us through a translator. Thank you, you guys are now family.
You're welcome.
The
to
Castro
anytime,
sons, the Castro sons were at the
there,
audience.
yeah.
Che Guevara's son was in the audience. So it was pretty heavy. You know, we got to meet a lot of those guys afterwards. And just from a history point of view, I'm not saying that you have to agree with their politics or don't or whatever. I mean, politics out. It's just about music.
Yeah.
But from a history point of view, it was pretty cool to go there and see all the shit that we, as Americans, grew up reading about on the news and seeing documentaries on, and so it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It was the whole thing across the board was
And
awesome.
it was all documented as well, which
Yes.
is actually playing on the Qantas flights as well.
Yes, it's on the Qantas flights, and so the album is called Revolucion. We have a documentary called Revolucion, and then there's also a coffee table.
Book,
You can
yeah.
either buy the hard copy of the book through our website or an ebook. You know, you can download it and go through it's just all awesome.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
very cool.
It's awesome that you guys have documented it as well, because I think that's something that a lot of people would love to actually see as well, you know.
Yes.
So,
Well, that's the thing about this band. They fucking document everything.
From the
I mean,
beginning.
short of us going to the bathroom, everything else we're doing is on film.
yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Okay, so you got the first show tonight with Kiss. Now, what can we expect as far as set lists? Because I know you got the two albums and all that kind of stuff to sort of play around with. So, what can the fans expect?
Well, we're going to focus on this. The majority of the set's going to be that we only have 45, 50 minutes, so it's got to be bam, 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 bam. A few songs from the older album. Don't want to say any titles, but definitely it's going to be full on, in your face rock and roll at its best without sounding pretentious, because that's what we do, man.
Yeah,
I think the thing with this band is, with the recording of the record, but our live shows, we're not reinventing the wheel. You know, the wheel is the wheel. You can't make it any better. We're not reinventing the wheel, but what we're doing is because we've all, you know, have such an extensive history doing what we do, we've all kind of figured out with this band how to communicate with each other and how to just do what we love doing and not step on each other's toes. So when we walk on stage, we truly stand on the side of the stage. Marco's like the ringleader. He'll come around, he gives everybody a hug, man, have a great show, boom. And we mean it, you know, like go out, and then we go out and we just have fucking fun. And I think the audience sees that. Like they see Marco and I fuck with each other when we're singing in the same mic, we're saying shit to each other, and you know, I'm poking him on his ass and just dumb shit. We're just having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's contagious, man.
it is contagious.
Yeah,
I
and
think
fans
the
obviously pick up on that and they just get into it.
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of things, like, you know, again, not pointing out any bands, but I meet a lot of fans all the time, and they're like, oh, hey, we saw so-and-so, and they just kind of seem flat. They seem like they were going through the motions, and we're not. Like, we actually enjoy being in each other's company. We enjoyed writing the record, recording the record, and I enjoy getting on stage for that 40 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever it is, and just throwing down with these guys, because it's great, it's fun. But I think that attitude, or what we're doing on stage, just rolls off the stage into the audience, and they get, they can feel it as well.
Yeah, and how are the diehard Kiss fans treating you as well?
It's been amazing.
They've
It's been
been
amazing.
absolutely over the top, man. We're gonna do meet and greets, or greet and meets, or batata. And they come after the show, man, and they're like, wow, how cool.
It's been pretty overwhelming, some of the lines that we've had.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
hours and hours, and we have to cut it off and go back because the kid starts the show and all that. But Yeah, they're like, most of the people don't know what to expect, and they're happy. So we're getting a pat on the back, and we want to do some more, you know, that's the bottom line. We're trying
Okay.
to make a difference with the same wheel representing rock and roll from the
Yeah.
70s, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're doing, that's our job, flying that flag, you know.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Now we've got a couple of questions that we've laid out there. You guys want to pick one out? And this is some of the fans have sort of
Go ahead, John.
put in for you.
Oh,
That's
this
a
is
good
one.
question.
What are the 3 things you can't live without?
These for both of us, or for
Yeah, both of you did, yeah.
Okay, you go first.
the 3 things I can't live without. This is G-rated, right?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Music has become a big part of what I do. I can't imagine my life without music in one way or another. My family, and not necessarily in that order, my family is a big part of who I am and what I'm here for. And laughter is a big part. You gotta laugh. Enjoy, have a sense of humor, big part of it.
For me, I you know, not to sound cliche, but the first 2 that Marco said, music, because as I said earlier, you do not want to see me with a power tool, lawnmower, or anything like that. So music for me is a huge part of my life. Obviously, my family as well. I'm married, I have kids, you know, so that would be a big thing. Now for me, my 3rd one is my decompressor, and that would be, I'm kind of a, for lack of a better term, an American football kind of Rain Man. So, but I just recently found out that my team in America is called the Philadelphia Eagles, and apparently your Eagles here in Perth are going to be in the finals. What is it? What would it be? The finals, the cup, like
The grand final.
the
Yeah.
grand finals.
Yeah.
So I wish them just, you know, eat from an Eagle fan to another Eagle fan. Good luck, and you know, hopefully you guys come out on top, because my team hasn't won a fucking championship since 19 fucking anything with Eagles on it. I'm cool with. Okay, go.
The Eagles and the
Eagles.
Chargers.
Just fucking
Oh,
win a
my God.
championship for Christ's sake. Jesus.
As long as one of the Eagles wins, that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Alright,
Football is a big part of the U.S., man. It's such a big part. It's so important, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So
it's a big thing here as well. I mean, the sport fanatics, you know, it's a big thing. You
It's
know.
a trip.
Yeah.
So your football, is that rugby, or that's not rugby? It's a different.
It's not rugby. It's
Because I don't understand. Like I was sitting there last night watching.
They're kicking it.
No, but they're throwing it
Throwing
back,
it
and
and
then they
kicking it.
tackle the guy, and then he
Yeah.
throws it back to another tackle the guy. And I'm going, wait, when we tackle, it's like play over, start a new play.
Right.
You know, and I'm going, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's
So-
it's cool to sit down with somebody that knows to kind of explain the rules and how it works. But I've had that done in Ireland and England, and I don't retain it, man. I don't get it.
I guess you just got to grow up with it. I think.
Yeah.
I suppose, you know?
Yeah.
I don't remember the rules and the, you know.
Yeah.
All right, pick another question.
No. Okay, what song always makes you smile? Wow.
Of ours, or just in general?
In general. In general.
Wow. There's quite a few.
Yeah, that's a hard one, man.
There's
Well, do you have a favorite Dead Daisies song on top of that as well?
Personally, for me, I think the one that just really gets me going when we do it is You and I. I
That's a
just
good one,
love
yeah.
that groove. I love the groove. I love the lyrics. I love the melodies. You know, and just the harmonies and stuff that
Yeah.
Marco came up with, and it's just fun. Like I just watch people when we start it, and it just kind of goes where they're looking, and then you can see them going, you know, and then by the end of the song, they're just like, yeah, you know, so it's pretty contagious. But I think outside, man, there's so many songs that are, I love the Beatles, so usually anything by the Beatles. I can tell you the one song that makes me frown, and that's fucking Bohemian Rhapsody, because I still can't figure out how that guy wrote that fucking thing. But anyway.
Maybe
That
we should have
pisses
asked the
me
song
off.
you hated.
Yeah, no, I love the song, but I listen to that song and I'm like, how is it possible
Yeah.
for somebody
all that
to
part,
be
all those parts, yeah.
that?
Heavy.
And it's crazy. I highly recommend, if you guys get a chance on, I don't know if you have, do you have Netflix over here?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Okay, so go on Netflix and type in classic albums, documentaries, and they have one on that Queen record. The thing that pisses me off even more, I'm ranting right now, so bear with me. The thing that pisses me off even more is that in that documentary, they were recording that record, and Brian May, Roger Taylor, all the guys go, yeah, Freddie took a vacation. He wanted to get out of the studio, and he went to Ibiza for the weekend. For the weekend!
Yeah.
And he came home, back, like Monday, and he goes, hey, I wrote this song, play it like this. Done. I'm like, I thought you went on vacation. You know what I mean? Fuck you. That's impossible.
That's a party place too, if I've ever known it.
Yes. All right, Gad, your turn.
So, yeah, you and I saw, the way you got your song came about was great. I love Mexico for the pop sensibility. It's available. It's something that you hear people singing right away. And being of Mexican descent in Spanish, you said. But there's so many, man. But to try and pick when you've had a career for 85 years, and you try, and that's to try and pin
No
down,
bullshit.
to try and pin down your favorite song that makes you smile. I'll tell you, honestly, a song that always makes me smile and touches me is "Happy Birthday." No matter where I'm at, I'm hearing it, and there's always a beautiful reason and motive behind singing it, and or playing it, or listening to it. It always makes me smile. Happy birthday.
But as on a side note, never sing it at a funeral.
No,
Okay.
Well, obviously not.
that would be good. Okay, here we go. How we doing? Someone once said rock is dead. What are your thoughts?
Well, we all know who said that.
Wrong. That's it. Wrong. What else?
Wait. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. Somebody from this used someone as a code word. I think they meant Gene Simmons. But anyway, nice. That was very clever. We're gonna put that one back down. Let's go with this one over here.
Fun.
All right.
What is the meaning of life? To make a difference. To make a difference in whatever you do, whoever you
What is the meaning of life? Hold on. Let me ask my dick.
All right, fantastic. So, any last words for the Aussie fans for the rest of the tour?
Just thank you guys for all the support, man, and I hope that we get a chance to, at the meet and greets, some of the meet and greets in between. We only have usually about 20 or 30 minutes because we have to do it from the minute we're done, and we have to stop by the time the other band starts playing, or guess. But hope to see you there. But thank you so much for all the support you guys have given us. And apparently we, here in Australia, the album debuted in number 5, so thank you for that as well. Thank you.
Cinque. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you out there. Don't miss it. We'd love to meet you.